I'm going to show you how to make a Humane bug catcher using a plastic soda bottle. I used the 33-ounce size, which is a perfect size to me. You could use the bigger one, I'm sure, if you wanted to. The first thing you're going to do is measure it and cut it. I tend to make mine about this tall, and again, you know, you can estimate how much you want it. That's about 5 inches, it looks like, from there to there. But I need to measure from this side because this gives me a mark to go by. So I'm going to use my handy dandy dry erase marker, because you can mark all over these and then they wipe right off when you're done. So I'm going to mark this at about 2.5 inches. It's going to give me pretty much the right size that I want. So I'm going to mark it. Then you're going to take your craft knife, very sharp X-Acto type knife, and you're going to very carefully cut where you've marked. Just going to slowly slice this, trying to keep it right along the lines. You need it to be pretty even, so take your time and do it. I've done so many of these, I've gotten pretty good at it. Alright, this is the part you do not need. You can use that for something else. This is the part that you're going to use. Now you want to make sure that, again, it's even and level. So usually, you know, you don't cut it quite exact. So you can then take a pair of scissors, and it's sort of self-guiding. It's pretty nice. As long as you keep them flat, you can sort of just spin it around and trim off the parts that aren't even, and it actually helps level it out. Alright, so now what we're going to do is it's round, and we want it to have a square shape so that it will lay flat against the wall or the floor. And it's actually really simple to do that. What you're going to do is take your bottle, and you're going to squeeze it sideways and pinch the top, because you want the little mark right there to show, just like that. Then you're going to squeeze it the opposite way, making sure those things that you just pinched are lined up, and you're going to pinch it the other way. You see what that did? You've got kind of a square shape. Now you want to shape it a little bit more, and so I take each corner that I've pinched down and I squeeze it down, about an inch, inch and a half is all you need to do. Again, you're just eyeballing it. If you want, you can use something to mark it with, a pencil or something. I happen to have one of these bone folders, so I made mine a little bit sharper doing that. And you want to do that on each corner, making sure that it goes straight down. As you can see, I'm just eyeballing it, about an inch, inch and a half. The key is you just want the end to be very straight. Look at that. Super easy to do. And that's how you get the end part done. Now you're going to need about a 32-inch piece of PVC pipe. This is about, looks like it's about a 1/2 inch. It needs to be smaller than the opening. Now you can see there's going to be a big gap, which is okay in this case. I wouldn't get it much smaller than this, and I don't know, there might be a bigger size that would fit a little closer, but you could actually make do with this. Now what you do, cutting the PVC is super easy. I've got a cheap, might have got this at the dollar store, saw, and this stuff saws really easily. So you just put it where you want it, if it's not the length you want, and just do this. I do mine over the edge of the table, and you can already see the mark. It saws off really quick. So after you've got it the length you want, then you're going to take some masking tape. I happen to have this blue painter's tape, which is like masking tape. And what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around the end, bulking up that end. Again, it'll depend on how big your PVC pipe is. You want to bulk it up just like that, and then keep eyeballing it. That is still too loose. You want the end to snugly fit on. That's getting pretty close there. Do it a little less to start, because you can always add more. It's easier to add more than to take off. So you see what I've done there? Now I'm going to see how this fits. Alright, that's about, look at that. That's perfect. Now the other thing you want to do, is because it will get loose, is you want to take more of your masking tape. You could use duct tape also, and wrap it around so that you really secure your bottle on. Now you can squish it down and probably do it a lot neater than I'm doing it, but just for illustrative purposes, there you go. And that is on there super snug. And that's the basis of your Humane bug catcher. Now the next thing you're going to need is some string or twine. I used this as I thought it was a really good weight and size for it. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure this. You can't see all of my thing here, but you want to measure extra so you have some to work with. So, you know, if you've got a 32-inch thing here, you're probably going to want 40 inches worth of thread. You need something to weight it down because you want to get it to feed through your PVC pipe. I use a screw, so anything that's smaller than the hole that has weight to it, you can use it to weigh down your string. So I've got it weighed down. Now I might just get it to fall right down in there, and then you can pretty much just drop it to the end because the weight of the string, popped it right out the bottom. And then you can take off your, I'm just going to cut mine off because I have quite a bit of extra thread. And then what you're going to want to attach here is something to keep it from going back up in. I have a little drawer full of washers here, and I think I want to use one of those. Ooh, look, I've got some gold ones. What you want to make sure is that it won't be sucked back up in there, which is your purpose. So this one looks like it'll work fine, and you can just tie it onto the end. But you just want it to do that because this is what you're going to grab to close your bug catcher. Now you're going to make the flap that goes over the end to hold the bug in. I suggest using a thin but sturdy piece of cardboard, and then you want to cut it to where it matches the shape, but it's about a ½ inch bigger on all edges. Then you're going to want to put a hole right in the middle of it. I'm going to use a hole punch thing that I've got, and you just want it big enough to feed your thread through. So once you've got this, then you want to lay this down, make sure that it's even. There. Okay, that looks pretty good. I've just got just a hair of a gap in there that allows it to fold over nicely. So once that happens, then I'm going to just cut my, this is packing tape that I use, which is great for this type of thing. It's wide and it's sturdy. I use it for a lot of crafting things. So I'm going to cut both sides of that, and then I'm just going to fold it down, and I'm going to fold these under. So there you go. Now you want to take your twine or thread, and you want to put it through the hole here that you punched, and then you're going to do the same thing here that you did on the bottom of it. You're going to tie a washer onto it, and this again is to keep it from sliding out. There you go. And there is your bug catcher. Now the way this works, and I'll show another example here, but you come up on a bug, whether it's on the ground or on the wall. If it's on the wall, it's kind of nice because then you got gravity in your favor. But you slide this flap under them. And some bugs, depending on what it is, some spiders, this is mainly for spiders, beetle type things. You can try it with anything, but they'll step up onto this depending on the type of bug it is. And once they get in the middle, then all you do on the end is pull your flap up. If you're using it on a wall, like I said, you have gravity in your favor, so you can push this under their legs, and sometimes they'll fall down in there, and you do that. Make sure they're in the middle. You can use it this direction also. I've just found that it works better this way. There's your Humane bug catcher. Catch them, take them outside, let them run free.